It's Pilar, and I will be the interviewer for this evening because the lovely Dana Wilson is going to be our guest. So I'll be asking the questions, and she's going to be letting us know all about her. So please, everybody, share share this with everyone, Facebook, with your friends, so they can all enjoy our little talk time. And so here we go. Come on, let's add Dana into our chat. Hey there, lady. How you doing?
I am doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's just lovely to have you. Yes, it's just hosting you. The hostess of the mostest is now the
Oh,
guest.
to that, Pilar.
Hey, ma'am. All right, well, let's start off with the question everyone always wants to know, which would be, what brought you to Sister Locks?
That's so many things. But really what brought me to Sister Locks is I needed a solution for my hair, right? I was in the military. I was active duty at the time, and I was doing a lot of working out and everything. I was trying all kind of different stuff, relaxer, braids, whatever, all kind of protective styles. And I just got tired and cut it all off and went to that tiny afro. And then I got bored. I really got bored. I'm like, the only thing I could change was my lipstick, and I couldn't get too drastic because I was active duty military. So I had to
Mhm.
figure out some kind of solution for me, and I found Sister Locks. And right away, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. Like the whole philosophy around it, I was sold.
Mhm.
So I've been a Sister Lock um, in the family for over 20 years now,
Yes,
and
yeah.
I don't even know my life without them. Actually,
Right, right.
I don't even want to imagine it without them. Actually,
Mhm.
so it was
So,
just trying to find a solution for my hair to be manageable, not have the limitations, and being able to be free. Really, be free.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
It's just when I see my clients and how happy they are with the freedom they have with their hair, it's just such an encouragement to me and an inspiration.
Yeah.
So, since you said you were in the military when you started with Sister
Mhm.
Lots for yourself, what drew you to want to share this with others?
It was really the freedom that I was experiencing. I
Mhm,
mean, in the military, you wear a uniform every day, right? So I
mhm,
didn't have to think about what I was wearing. And now I didn't even think I had to worry about what I was doing with my hair. So I was living a life of natural freedom in a real way. And so living that lifestyle, I wanted to just share with other people so they can experience it for themselves,
mhm.
truly. And just being nosy about Sister Locks, I mean, because I had experienced such freedom, I wanted to know, well, how do you do this? Like, how I want to share with others, but I also want to know, how do we do this? So I ended up taking the Sister Lock consultant training right away. Actually, I think
Okay.
I think I got my hair done in January. I was in the class in August or September or something that same year.
Wow.
The Sister Lock.
Amazing. So
Yes.
did you find that right away you had people come interested in, since you had your hair and you were advertising for yourself, did you
Yes.
find that your business picked up pretty quickly
Oh, pretty
when you
quickly.
got
See,
started?
I really didn't do it. I really was just nosy. I
Mhm,
really had no intention for it to be a business, truly.
mhm,
It was just because I was nosy and wanted to know how this actually works. And so right away, of course, people were always asking me about my hair anyway, and I love sharing it too. So
mhm,
it was just a natural thing to do, is to learn how to do it. And so it just kind of evolved because I was active duty, so I had a job. So it was just really wanting to share that freedom with other people that really motivated me. And so
mhm.
it got out of control. I was doing hair as soon as I got off of work, or whenever I had time off, I was doing somebody's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted them to experience what I was experiencing. And I enjoyed it so much. Not the doing of it,
Mhm.
but actually what the freedom that it gave other people's for their lives is what really kept me in the game.
Right. So all of that motivation to help others, give your
Mhm.
experience, give back to people. We have some questions. Rosalie says hi,
Rosalie.
and she wants to know about how long you did Sister Locks before the regulations changed, because we know that with the military there was a lot of
Yeah,
issues.
yeah. So I was probably a good 11 years in before the regulation change.
Mhm.
And that's interesting because, they look like small braids,
Yeah.
right? So I really didn't have any issue until the regulations changed. And I had someone approach me and say, "Hey, you're out of regulation." I said, "Oh, no, ma'am, I'm not." Because what the regulations stated was that you needed to that locks were described as starting from the scalp down to the tip, and a matted, I can't even remember the terminology, but something about it being matted. And I
Yeah.
knew that was not Sister Locks. So I
Mhm.
said, "No, no, ma'am. I am in regulation." And at the time I was a trainer. So I was ready for it.
Mhm.
I was ready to go. Yeah. So that was about 11, 12 years in, I think.
Right. But
Yeah.
it's exciting now how things have changed, and it finally has opened up that our sisters and brothers have the freedom to wear their hair in this particular protective
Yeah.
style, even
Yeah,
while
and it's really great for the military because you're doing a lot of working out. I mean, I've deployed as well, and I remember one time that I deployed, people were getting hair flown in as care packages.
Right.
Because I mean, it's sweat, the humidity. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have time to play around with your hair. You got to be ready to go. And I didn't have that issue. I would just go in there and shampoo and moisturize and keep it moving. Um, it was clear to me that this was the best thing smoking
Mhm.
for somebody in the military.
Mhm.
So,
And on and on.
yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, so then you developed your business, Hair Cares.
Yes.
And
So that was like I said before, I didn't even do this to start a business. So I evolved into a businesswoman.
mhm,
I did everything wrong, right? Because I was sharing and not selling, because I never had to sell Sister Locks. I was
mhm,
just sharing my experience and the freedom that I was experiencing. So I spent a lot of time talking to people, and
mhm.
giving
Just
people my whole heart and time.
right,
So I had to evolve in learning how my worth in regards to my time. So
right.
yeah.
So,
So but obviously I've been doing this since 2000.
mhm.
Yeah.
So what is something particular about Sister Locks that stands out to you, aside from the freedom of
Hmm.
of having that?
Hmm. Um, I kind of basically, like Rosalie said the other day, is a business in a box, truly, right? Um, the way that Dr. Cornwell has developed this, you walk away able to start your business day one, right? You have the knowledge, you have the skill set, and the people are out there, and the demand is there. You have It's a systematic way to do everything, so it's really no guesswork. You know what to do.
Mhm,
So I so appreciate Dr. C, the generosity that she's shown by um, putting this pen to paper, right? And then also giving it away. And I say giving
yeah,
it away because she could have done so many other things. She could have packaged this thing up and sold it to the cosmetology world. She could have sold it to whoever, but she decided that she wanted to create a certification program where you had to show yourself approved,
mhm,
um, and keep things into standard. And I appreciate that because I'm a military person, right? I need things written down. I need you to take me from A to B and C, right? And I need to see the results. And if you do her program A, B to C, you will get D, which is beautiful locks. So
right.
that's part of. I mean, I can go going on and on about
Well,
about. beauty of Sister Locks, and not only the freedom, the standards that has been put before us, and upholding the standards by creating a certification program, but also your ability to own your own business. That's
Mhm.
huge. That is huge. And I've been able to incorporate Sister Locks in my life however I needed to for that moment. So
Mhm.
I've done it full time, part time, sometime, mobile services, in
Oh,
salon,
really?
at home. I look,
So
I
you've got the experience from every angle,
every
pretty
angle.
much.
I can tell you the
Mhm.
pros and cons from every angle. I've done it. And I appreciate that flexibility to incorporate it however I needed to.
And the other thing, though, is that because you said this wasn't something that you began
Hmm.
to focus on initially, it was just something you were curious about for yourself, but
Yeah,
it gave you the opportunity to focus on hair care for
yeah.
women.
Hmm.
For us as women of color, something very important. And I
Yeah.
know that you've expanded because you haven't just gone from Sister Locks,
Yes.
you've also expanded your knowledge base. So tell us a little bit about.
So I'm a certified trichologist, and basically I support people who are experiencing scalp disorders or hair loss. And what happened is I started experiencing hair loss.
Oh.
And it wasn't the kind of hair loss that it was all on my pillow and coming out as I was shampooing it. It was just over time seeing that my density had changed, that it wasn't looking as full. And I'm like, what is going on? I have a regimen. I'm not putting a lot of product in my hair. Um, but once I got to the nitty gritty, I found out it was internal. So
Wow.
once I started getting into the root cause of my hair loss, obviously now I have something else to share with my clients who are also experiencing hair loss as well. I
Mhm.
knew that their hair loss was not because of me, like I wasn't doing anything to the hair that was causing that, but I did see clients over the years that were having challenge with that. And it was when I started experiencing that I said, hey, we need to find out a solution about this. And so I learned about trichology
Mhm.
and went to school, got a diploma and certification in trichology. Now I can support people with getting to the root cause of their hair loss. And what I've found and what I've learned is that in most cases, it's internal. It's internal.
Mhm.
It's some kind of hormonal imbalance or vitamin deficiency or side effects to medication. It could be it stems from the inside. And I think that's the misconception that people have. They think that is, they could put a product on their head and it's going to make it's like a miracle grow serum or something. It might help that person, but it may not help you because you might have something that's going internal that you need to tend to, basically.
Right.
Mhm.
So having both sides, having the natural hair industry side
Yeah.
as a natural hair stylist
Hmm.
and having the internal side with the trichology together is a beautiful marriage because
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah.
do I have individuals who've been told that their hair loss issues are completely external and that they need to change their hair, stop
Right.
this style, whatever. Don't do whatever this natural style is they're doing because that's the root cause without real, real looking fully into the internal issue.
Right. That
Yeah.
internal is a huge piece. Um, that is a huge, huge myth that a lot of people are looking at the stylist and saying, "Oh, what is she doing to my hair?" Um, now, don't get me wrong. There are some things that stylists are doing out there, meaning they're tugging in a certain way over and over, too much tension and things of that nature. But 9 times out of 10 is something internal, and you need to start um, digging into that area.
Mhm.
But the trichology is just another beautiful thing. I mean, because it's all about sharing, right? Because most people don't know. They want to get that shampoo. What product can I use to make my hair grow back?
Mhm.
Not the product, my dear. It's not to say that it doesn't help, but you need to look inside.
Yeah.
Look inside.
Patricia says hi. Hi, Patricia
Hey.
Bonner. How you doing? And Rosalie did have another question. It's kind of similar to what you were saying. Just what is some of the info you use to address hair loss with your clients? Like, how do you get started with them when they come to you?
Mhm. So I have them get blood work done.
Oh, wow.
The blood doesn't lie. Okay, so I asked them to get certain blood tests done so that we can see what their levels are. Because remember, some of those causes are vitamin deficiency, right? It could be an autoimmune situation. The blood doesn't lie. So that would be the first thing that I would have them do. Also, I do a scoping on the scalp so I can look at the scalp magnified so that we
Mhm.
can see, is it scarred or not?
Right.
Because if it's scarred, meaning that the follicle has totally died, hair will never come back there. So I need to see that first to even give a person the expectation that something can come back, something can be regrown. So it's blood work, it's actually looking at the scalp, and obviously lifestyle is a huge
Mhm.
factor. How do they have scalp hygiene? Like what is their scalp hygiene? How often are they shampooing their hair? Are we taking care of our scalp? And the scalp is what breeds the actual follicle, so we need to make sure that that is healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
So,
that's where I start.
right, okay. So what I'm asking you then is you strongly encourage anyone who's having issues, even small ones regarding hair loss, to seek guidance from a professional, not to just go online and say, "Oh, it
Right.
says try this, try that," but to really go see someone because it could be more than just a
Oh,
simple matter.
absolutely, absolutely, because it's personal. Just like Sister Locks is a personalized hair management system, trichology is personalized to that individual. That's why we have them do blood work, because it's personalized to you. What's going to help somebody else is not going to help the other person. This person might be deficient in vitamin D, and you might be having issues with your intestines. I mean, it's so many things. You might be having You might have fibroids, which
Mhm.
means that the fibroids are being fed by blood, right?
Right.
But every follicle on our head has a blood source. So if the blood is feeding the fibroids, it may not be going to your scalp. So we need to figure out what's happening with your particular body, that your body is then deciding that your follicles or your hair strands are now the sacrificial lamb to whatever is going on inside. So absolutely, absolutely go see a professional.
Mhm.
The miracle serum may help her because that's her issue, but it may not help you. So you definitely need to see someone.
Oh, this is fascinating. I mean,
Yeah.
just to think of the level of detail for
Yes.
this, and, we as women need to focus on our health in this way. So how can
Yes.
people reach you if
Woo!
they want?
Yeah. So they can reach me at my website, which is www.haircaresinc.com, or you can go with work with the masters there. You'll see me. There's a link there as well. That's the best way to get in contact with me. Is go to my site, and then you can email me and go from there. I love helping women with hair loss issues, obviously because I have experienced it myself, so I know how um, it makes you feel. I know that you could be self conscious about it. And then also being self conscious, people just try to hide it instead of going to get help. We
Mhm.
put these protective styles, we throw on a wig and we keep it moving, or even just kind of surrender that my mother had hair loss, so I'm going to have it. That's not necessarily true. It's like any other like illness. Like if you go to the doctor and say, do you have a history of cancer in your family? Do you have a history of this? You could do preventative things. So it's not just about if you have an issue, you could do preventative things so that you won't have the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
Rosalie says that this is so fascinating that she might be interested in trichology.
Oh, listen to
And
this.
I mean, you're definitely making me interested.
Got some more for you, Rosalie. I told you I really have coined myself as the hairpreneur coach because Sister Locks is what got me started here because I was not a hair person.
Mhm.
I'm not a cosmetologist. I started off with Sister Locks, and from Sister Locks had I've gone into the trichology world, and then now I'm a research assistant, which means I can help people with research studies. One of the things that I'm involved in now is something called initiative called Save Our Scalps, because we found that African American women or women with color, one of the main alopecias that we experience is something called CCCA, which is called centrifugal alopecia. And that alopecia usually starts in the center of our head and
Mm-hmm.
works its way out. But there's
Right.
not a lot of data on this because a lot of people of color don't go to the dermatologist. Or they
Yeah.
just throw the wig on or the protective
Mhm.
style and they keep on going, or they just accept themselves and shave it off and keep on going. And if you don't go to the doctor, we can't get the data that they need to find out what is the commonality. Why are the people of color are having this issue? And so the Save Our Scalp initiative is partly to find out, to gather data, um,
Mhm.
to find out what's going on.
Well, I appreciate so much that you're pioneering this really important topic, which is like a little over my head, but wow.
It's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. But
Yeah.
just like what Sister Locks is about sharing, I never had to sell a thing in my life because most of the things that I share is because I experienced it and I can give you firsthand experience of what I'm up to. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jess Donaldson says hello. So hi,
Hey,
Jess.
I
Oh, and we have a picture. You dug up a photo, didn't you?
did.
Yeah.
Because yes, I did. I posted on our Facebook page. I think that's a picture of us from 2014.
I didn't even realize we've known each other that long. I forgot.
This is truly a family. It's truly
Yeah.
a family. We've all been into this sister lock world, which we so appreciate. And we honor Dr. C.
Yeah.
Um, we appreciate the opportunity. Um, and I love to co-train. I love to co-train. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
it's a pleasure spending time with you whenever I could. I
Yeah.
really enjoy it. You do a lot of laughing mostly.
Listen, look, if we're not having fun, it's no reason for us to be doing this thing.
I know. It's yeah. Well, everybody can check out the photo of us back in our younger days.
We were nice and supple at that time.
All those years ago. Oh my gosh. All right. So, a fun fact about yourself, my dear.
Woo! Fun fact. My favorite color in the whole wide world is burgundy. It makes me so happy.
Burgundy.
Burgundy. If you know me, there is a piece of burgundy. I'm looking at burgundy right now. That you can see burgundy right there. I always have something burgundy in my space. It makes me happy.
Ooh. Is that lip color burgundy?
Huh?
Is that lip color burgundy?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Love it. It just brightens me up. I don't know why, but it just brightens me up.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
well, you are a peach, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Valar. It was fun.
Oh, I had a great time. Anybody, any other questions? Anybody have any last minute questions before we sign off?
But thank
Because
you.
otherwise, thank you so much for
Thank
everybody
you for
for
showing
coming.
up, everybody. Thank you
Yes,
for showing
thank you for joining us
up.
and
Till
spending time.
tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, till tomorrow.
What's happening till tomorrow
Till
when we have more talk time.
tomorrow. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night. Bye,
Night.
everyone. Mhm.